Hello and welcome. I hope lab for Ingress routing is really interesting for you. But we need to understand logic behind the things, right? We have to understand how Ingress routing is actually working. So let's start with the topic, how Ingress routing works. Here, I'm going to explain you whole process using these 6 steps. So let's start with the step number 1. Service deployment. Service creation. You create a Docker Swarm service for your application and publish it on port number 80. As you know that last lab, we just created one service here using this particular command. When you create service first time on your Docker Swarm cluster, and when you publish port, here I publish port number 80. Port number 80 of my Docker host will forward the request on a port number 80 of my container or task. So when you publish the port in your Docker Swarm cluster, it is going to activate 2 services. One, we call it Ingress Network, and another one we call it Routing Mesh. If you want to look at the picture, here you will get this picture. Here it is an Ingress Network and then it is a Routing Mesh. So it will automatically publish, it will automatically activate it when you publish your first service. This Ingress Network is activated to manage external traffic on a port number 80 across all the nodes. The Routing Mesh is activated to manage internal routing and load balancing of requests in the appropriate task. For any number of service, let's say that you have one service running on port number 80, another service is running on port number 8080, third service is running on port number 8000. So you have 3 services running on your Docker Swarm cluster, but there will be one layer of Ingress Network and another layer of Routing Mesh. So there is no multiple Ingress Network or multiple Routing Mesh. There is only one Ingress Network and one Routing Mesh, and these services will handle your load balancing process. Now, if I'm going to talk about Ingress Network, what you can say that if you are going to any 5-star hotel, the first thing is you will get reception counter, right? Same way, whenever you will send request, you will use IP address of your load balance, IP address of your Docker host. Yeah, you will use IP address of Docker host. This IP address, like you will send request on in IP address, so it will go to the NIC of any of your Docker host. It can be any, right? Any Docker host, and this NIC will forward this request to the Ingress Network. We can say that Ingress Network is kind of reception on your Docker host. Whatever the traffic is coming from outside, all traffic is going to the Ingress Network first. Now, Ingress Network is only responsible to receive incoming traffic coming from outside network. Now, this traffic you have to forward to the specific task. Now, this is not responsibility of Ingress Network. Let me give you an example. Let's say that if you are going to any specific hotel, there is a reception. Now, in the reception, you will say that, okay, I want to eat Italian food. Now, in your hotel, they have multiple restaurants. So, they will call someone and they will tell them that, okay, the sir needs to eat Italian food. Send them to any particular restaurant which is actually serving Italian food. So, here, Ingress Network will forward this request to the Routing Mesh. Now, Routing Mesh is responsible to forward this request to the specific container or a task. Here, 2 departments are working separately. Ingress Network is actually handling traffic coming to your environment, and then Ingress Network will forward this traffic to the Routing Mesh, and Routing Mesh is responsible to forward this traffic among any task. Okay. Now, you got this idea about the responsibility. Now, let's talk about the whole process first. Okay. So let's start with the step number 2, incoming request. Let's say that here I am using this demo application and I am going to open website. So I am sending this incoming request, right? Request sent from the SWAM node, you can use any IP. An external client send HTTP request to the IP address of any node in the Docker SWAM cluster. Here, we are using any node. We are able to open website. We are using any node, so we are sending this request. For example, the client might request this particular IP, right? So I just send this request. Now, Ingress network handling. This traffic is coming from outside to your Docker SWAM cluster. So the first responsibility is to handle this traffic is a responsibility of Ingress network. So Ingress network intercept the request. The Ingress network on the receiving node intercept the request. It identifies that the request is intended for a published service port on the 80 because this port is already published. Now, forwarding mesh. The Ingress network forward the request to the routing mesh for a further processing. It is saying, okay, we are serving this, we are serving Italian food. So yes, now receptionist will forward your request to the specific person who is actually aware about all the restaurant and he is aware about Italian restaurant inside the hotel. So this is responsibility of Ingress network to get traffic from the outside world and then forward it to the specific routing mesh option. Now here we don't have multiple routing mesh, we have just single routing mesh. Now routing mesh processing. Routing mesh receives the request. Of course, it is going to get request from Ingress network, right? The routing mesh receives the request from the Ingress network. It uses a service discovery to determine which tasks are currently running for a service on a port number 80. You can run only one service on a port number 80. So it will find out that, okay, which tasks are associated with the port number 80. Now, it is going to use one mechanism here which is known as service discovery. Now, what is this service discovery?
Sorry guys, sorry to disturb you. I know you all are enjoying the session and suddenly it stopped. But if you want full video or if you want full Docker course having 130 plus videos including projects, you can become our community member. Enrollment link is in description. Moreover, we also provide 24/7 support, weekly lifetime live session with Bhavesh Shatara, updates and completion certification as well. Still you have any queries regarding it, you can contact me on my personal number. Thank you.